Welcome to Sky Talks. Let's get a little unhinged and talk about everything. I'm your host, Jessa Sky. Welcome to this podcast where healing and humor collide. Let's go! Whoa! Welcome back to Sky Talks. We have episode 11 today with none other than one of my best friends, one of my people, one of my everyday, almost every second date person I talk to, Kalsey, SprayTansYeg. Say hi.
Hello.
Thank you for doing this. I love you.
I feel like it was a long time coming, and I'm really happy to do it.
So good.
It was really my first podcast ever. So.
Ever? I broke your cherry. I love it. I love how I broke your cherry.
Yeah, you totally did. And I mean, I'm a bit nervous, excited at the same time.
You were made for this.
You know what? Some days I could be, and other days not so much. You know,
It depends.
In the mood, right?
Yeah, we're women, so we also go through a lot of shit.
I know, and like how good I slept, and I actually got a kink in my neck. I slept wrong on it. So,
oh no!
Yeah, it's super irritating. It
Can you not move properly?
It just hurts. It's just irritating. And
if there's any massage therapists or chiros that want to sponsor her, do that shit for free, you'll get free spray tans. Anyways, I feel very privileged and honored that I get to know you on a personal level. But I feel like a lot of people watching don't know who you are, or if they know you as the girl who does spray tans, blah, 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 blah. So we'll talk about spray tanning first and kind of just how we met.
Okay.
Because that's how we met.
Okay.
She's seen my naked body a couple of times, but I was referred and I was told that you're the best of the best, which is absolutely true. And then we became besties, which I feel like that's when you know someone's really good at what they do in their business, when they're super personable and can make you feel safe, especially in such a vulnerable situation, coming into your house to go naked and just be in a spray tan. So talk about how long you've been doing spray tanning and what got you into it.
Okay.
And from there, we'll go from there.
Cool. Okay. I've been doing spray tans, I want to say well over 2 decades.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it is. It really is. When I think about it, I know for a fact that I was the first person in Edmonton to ever do them.
Which is huge. That's huge to say now that there's every pop-up shop imaginable.
And I tell you, it's been quite a long journey, and it has had a lot of ups and downs. It wasn't just linear. There was a lot of things that I put into it, got out of it, and just a lot of learning curves. So basically, how I got into the spray tanning business.
What made you want to, I guess.
Yes. So growing up, I used to go sit while my mom would tag me along with her while she'd go in the tanning bed.
Same with my mom. Now that I'm tanning in a tanning bed, I have a core memory of that, which we'll talk about that after. But oh my God, okay.
Yeah, so I'd sit in the corner while my mom, caught her rays in the tanning bed. And I have to say that the first time I ever stepped foot in a tanning bed, I was no older than probably 13 or 14 years old,
crazy.
Which is wild.
Which were you, if your mom signed, you were allowed, or is it 16 that you can tan? Because I swear I remember tanning really young.
Yes, that's the thing. Yeah,
I was allowed to go before vacation or something.
Yeah. And, I jumped in that tanning bed, and then from there was just no turning back. I mean, I was like a chocolate chip at 16 years old. I was so dark.
Did you ever get those little Playboy bunny?
Of course, I still have them too with my spray tans, but I was just so dark, and I love the look, being tanned is considered, luxurious in some,
interesting.
In some countries, and then in other countries, being very fair is considered rich and
depending on the culture and the environment you're in.
Yeah.
Here, tanned is luxurious.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
So considering there was no regulations back then, I was clearly abusing the tanning bed. It's clearly, I'm surprised that I'm not an old catcher's mitt by now. I'm serious. And especially because, at the age of 16 or so, that is, your skin is developing at its most crucial time.
See, I don't know this stuff. So
really bad.
Washing probably doesn't know either.
Yeah, you can get really, really bad damage then.
Oh, shit.
So, by the time I was 18, 19, I was running a tanning salon called the Coconut Club.
Oh my God. Okay, I didn't know this.
For a couple military guys that were often in and out of town. And I was tanning there, of course, for free tanning, whatnot.
Take it.
But then, I've always been somebody to do my annual checkups, and around, I'd probably say 21-ish or something. 22, the doctor said, I need to refer you to a dermatologist. There's some questionable moles on your back.
Oh my God.
And we'll have to look at them further. So
I was getting the news of that. Like, what were you feeling in that moment?
At that moment, not much, because I think there was no education.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I'd be shocked.
Yeah.
Right? Like, especially like, you don't know, like, you're like, all right, sure, no big deal.
Yeah, and it really wasn't. Like, things like that are just, they didn't even cross my mind until they did.
Until
it
was something.
I went to the dermatologist. He had to freeze and cut them out. And so literally it looked like I had to think about 4 removed the first day, and it looked like somebody put cigarette butts out on my back, and it wasn't that great of a feeling, right?
Not because you were awake. I'm assuming you just did local anesthesia.
Yes,
or something?
totally. Yeah, it just on the spot there, they froze it, and I'd have to clean my back with saline, and that was like my first real wake up call. And the dermatologist told me, you can't continue doing this. So it was like, then the panic and fear set in.
Yeah.
Because, like, oh, pale no. Like, I was like,
you're real pale no.
I was like, how am I going to pull this off for the rest of my life? Like, I am a better person all around when I'm tanned. And I'm not shitting you. So I was like, what am I going to do? So I can't even remember, because in that moment, I don't even know how I would have researched somebody. But I found this woman who had this company, and it was she was doing spray tans, and it was called Fantasy Tan, and Fantasy Tan was one of the first creators of spray tans, I believe.
Shout out Fantasy Tan.
Yeah, and she also had a company, Everyone Smiles, and it was teeth whitening. So
okay.
So I don't know. I don't know how. I honestly don't remember how I got a hold of her. And we just, I told her, I said, this is my situation. I really want to learn this. And like, I had it in the form of what I still call tanorexia. Like, I was like, I will do anything to be tanned. And I don't even remember self-tanners back then.
No, I don't.
Do you?
No.
Like,
no.
It's
not a thing. And like, if anything, it was like a lotion, like the
Jergens
lotion. It wasn't like an actual like foam, or there was no such thing as tans when I was little. So
yeah, so I just was like, I was completely enamored with it. Like, I was like, well, this is it. This is the answer. This is what I have to do regardless. So I ended up, buying her old equipment off of her. My first air gun was literally my first applicator, they call it, but I say airbrush gun.
Yeah.
Was the ones that they use at the little nail salons, those little ones.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine me painting a whole body?
She's like 10 hours later.
It was really intricate, really little in little patterns.
And the technique you have to have too has to be phenomenal, or else it's going to be streaky, everything.
So I started with that, and I tell you, I loved it. But did Edmonton love it yet? Were they crazy about it? Did they believe in it?
You really believed in yourself. And what I want to touch on too is the fact that, like, I can see why you're so successful in it, and why, like, because I used to go to a place in Sherwood Park, and then when it came to, I was like sold. Just the way you handled the door opening and everything. But it's cool to touch on and connect that. I can see now why, because it came from such a personal, vulnerable, scary place in your personal life. So it was a necessity for you. Like, it was something that you really had to, like, it's very personal to you, and now to see. So that's really cool. Just to, like, let's connect that, because I feel like a lot of people that are entrepreneurs, business owners, the ones that are successful are the ones that are doing it for a purpose or a meaning or something they can connect to. And that totally fucking makes sense, because, oh my God, like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a huge, huge passion of mine. And throughout the years, I still continue to have to have biopsies. I have several scars on my body
Mhm.
all over. Like it literally looks like I joined a knife fight. I have like a huge
Fuck
scar.
around, find out.
Yeah, find out.
Fuck around, find out. No, fuck with that girl.
I have just all these scars. And, but yeah, kind of back to where I was, where, it started. And this wall, I'm looking at a wall here. You guys don't know that, but there's a green wall to the right of us. And it reminds me of the flyers I used to print out and canvas around my neighborhood.
Wow.
And that's how determined I was. So young, but it did not catch on for a very long time.
How long would you say?
I'd probably say, and in a way, this is humbling, endearing, all the things. I'd probably say the last 5 years has been my most successful. And that's riding it out after 20 years, 20 something years,
And that's like the 10, like when people are like a singer like me or whatever, they're like, there's the 10-year rule. It's like, you have to you're in this, like Sabrina Carpenter, all these like big time people, they were, no one knew who the fuck they were for at least 10 years. And they still kept having to push. And just because you see a number one hit song doesn't mean that, oh, they're lucky, they're a one hit wonder. It's like, no, people invested those fucking hours in those years. And it's like, if anything, it's harder, like for what you do too, because I can only imagine that's a long time to be like, grinding and being like, okay, like no one's seeing this, like you trying to go tell someone like what your passion is and why this is important. And then for years, like how did you not give up? Like what was it in you that was like, I don't know, like can you talk about that process? Because I feel like it could help a lot of people watching where they're like, oh, it took 3 months and it didn't, like, it's like, so what was that process for you, like your self-doubt and like your determination?
To touch on just what you said before, I'll make it really clear that there are some really great spray tans businesses here in Edmonton, and perhaps even more successful than me, with, I guess, volumes and numbers. However, I considered a lot of the time, like, should I ever get a business partner? What should I do? Should I sell my business? And what I really, really realized is that unless it's their dream too, they're not going to invest in it.
I get more frustrated than
like there's no going halfers in this business. It's such a personal journey for me, and like to not give up. Hell, to be honest, I think I may have given up on myself a lot of times.
A million times over. Yeah,
I think I had, and it's just, I don't know. Once it becomes ingrained in you, it would be like me telling you never to hum a melody again.
Right. Yeah. That's what that makes sense though, right? That's like that shows that you weren't doing it for the money, you weren't doing it for the accolades, it's a part of you.
Yeah.
It is you. It's an extension of you. And that's why probably after all those fucking years, you're still here doing it.
I'll probably still do spray tans.
Literally, like we need to hit the market of like the senior citizens, because I'm telling you, when I worked for a doctor, I swear, the seniors' homes have one of the highest percentages of STIs, STDs. Like they're getting it on in there. So we need to market there. I just had an idea. But no, literally, they get it on and they're like spreading around STDs, chlamydia, gonorrhea, and I'm like,
but
it's like the market that you don't expect is probably the one that
tisk to those older people.
I'm like, is that even consensual if they have dementia or something? I'm like, I don't get it. But oh my god, period.
I heard the craziest thing today that's off topic. I actually read it.
I love off topic.
Do you know that there is not one person that is blind that has schizophrenia?
This is why I love her, you guys. This is one of the reasons she's literally like my person.
And I'm because so
season again.
Okay, so there is not one person that is blind that has been diagnosed with schizophrenia.
Is it because they see shit? But like,
don't.
Is that because you see stuff in your mind?
I don't know. So this is
ChatGPT?
Totally, like things that make you go, So, I had to reread that like 3 times. And I was like, well, I wonder why. Is what we see and what so
Or being a
That's
simulation, which I mean, we are in a simulation. But that's a whole nother time, babe.
like, yeah, no, those things we see making us crazy. And
probably, and you know what? Me and this girlie can take accountability every single motherfucking day, probably more than we should have to.
oh yes, I'd say
But
that.
like, that's something to look at. It might not be our fault. It might not be our fault, babe.
Okay, so not giving up is
Back to that.
is perhaps sometimes what you should do some days.
Yeah,
But
period.
otherwise, yeah.
Seriously though. So like, since we're on the topic of spray tanning, like is there like some, like, let's talk about like a horror client story, like something that you will not allow anymore. Like if there's been like a situation of like being disrespected or like someone that's just like doesn't pay you or this, and then also explain like a good experience and like what keeps you going in those moments. Like what do you get from like you spray tanning a woman or a man or whoever the fuck, that you're like, oh, this just fed my soul. You know what I mean? Because like you're a frontline worker, technically. Yeah, it's just my frontline worker.
Yeah,
like off the rails. I'm like, I use spray tan.
Not to mention, you know, that spray tanning was not always. It was never my full-time gig growing up.
Let's talk about that.
I worked for Alberta Health Services for 14 years. So
this has been a common theme in my last few episodes.
Is it?
Yeah, like how downhill it's gone and shit like that. But anyway,
yeah. So I worked for AHS for 14 years, and I guess seeing you know, naked bodies it wasn't a thing for me. Like I was
interesting.
I wasn't easily moved by anything.
Right.
So
right.
so on the note of that, like, when it comes to my clientele, I never tell stories because things like that will really, really, really hurt your business. Talking about your client.
True.
But
hopefully I didn't mean it that way. I just like the way, you know what I mean?
Not at all, Jessa. No.
Yeah.
Because that's a normal question. People want to know unhinged, funny stories.
Like even when I had a paramedic on, like they weren't able to disclose, or like my injector came on and it wasn't like tell me their name and date of birth and this and this and this, but more so to bring awareness that like you matter, and just because you have a client doesn't mean you deserve to be disrespected. And you know what I'm saying? Yes. Like where there is that boundary. So
the boundary. Yeah. When I think about that, so I'll tell you one unhinged story quickly. In my first years of spray tan,
yeah, with the little gun, the little
gun,
little one.
I was introduced to a guy who had just one set for life. And set for life, the scratch.
Oh, he wants some money.
Yeah, so you know he is so.
Please e-transpress.
Yeah,
this.
This is like 20 years ago, and he like, I don't know if it's because of the money, but he really, really wanted to go naked, and that is a rule. So yeah, that'd be a really good thing. This is something that I can say. I don't allow men to go naked. That is something I don't do. I don't care if you have to wedge those skinny winnies all the way up your butt crack, but you know, going nude is for men is just a no for me.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, women are completely comfortable.
I'm like, she's like, spread your cheeks, grab them. I'm like, okay. She's like, bend down.
Yeah. So,
the most action I get is with my girl. Like,
there's a lot of,
that's all I'm getting.
Yeah, a lot of like, you know, move this way, move that way. Yeah. But when women are always, I'm so comfortable with them, and that's my goal to make.
You do like absolutely make someone feel comfortable and safe. Like, and like, so not like very confident and like just like beautiful. Thank you. And how you just like your whole like, I'm like, yay, I'm here. Like, you know, like the strip down, like, you know, you're just very like, that's why I think one of the many reasons why you're successful, because we'll talk about it. The Toronto experience I had.
Right. Yes.
That was the most horrific spray time ever. The fact I videoed that whole thing for my girl so she could see. And I was waiting there like 15 ass fucking minutes where she never came back in the room. And I'm like sitting there naked, like looking at the camera. I'm like, Kalsey.
What's up? Yeah.
Wah, wah, wah. So anyway,
but back to that. Yes. So you really have only a few sections, a few moments to capture, you know, their trust in you. And, And to be honest, it's a really hard thing to do to get naked in front of people when you've just met them. Unless,
yeah, facts. Unless,
yeah, I've had women before, that took like sometimes, 30 to 40 minutes to undress.
And the fact that you gave that space.
You have to.
Yes.
You really, really do. Especially
but this is
when
the
it's
thing,
your
you
craft.
don't have to. And this is what I'm saying is like, to you, it's like a non-negotiable.
Mhm.
But there are some businesses out there that are like, hey, like you owe me money for wasting, like, like there's some seriously sadistic people out in a business where that's the most vulnerable thing I would say you have to do. I would say, like, out of all of the services, that's very vulnerable. And like,
it
and
is.
if you don't do that, then why the fuck are you in this career? And like, so just to praise that you don't have to do that, but of course you have to do that from your perspective. Just like,
because I couldn't imagine, just it's a really, really hard thing for women. Now, I've seen everything that you can imagine on bodies, from, triple bypasses, to horrific, car accidents and things that people really just, that they keep to themselves, that clothes keep to themselves. So it's like a nature where you really got to care.
It's not just like, that's the thing, like when you do it's not just a service. It's like you really have, you're really seeing someone, trying to make someone feel safe while you're seeing them, where honestly some people probably don't ever see them that way. And so like a random stranger who you build such a good relationship with your clients, and you also do mobile. So if someone's not willing to, or they're scared, you come to them, you make sure they're, and you're entering into their space, which is almost harder because now you have to consider not just that client, but everything around their environment. And you have to be the most gentle, like, hi, I'm in your space. And so like, oh my God, that's probably like a mind fuck too, a little bit.
Oh, well, I've been to some pretty wild places to do spray tans. Like, really, I really, really have.
Let's talk about it.
But, I also have to watch out for my own safety too. And I've posted before on, kind of rules that I have with myself and things I do when I am going mobile tanning. Like I always give somebody the address, let them know where I'm going to be, because we really do live in an age and in a time where, shit can go sideways really quick.
Especially as a woman. Oh, and you don't know if that person is, you want to give people the benefit out of the doubt, but you also like...
But you can't.
Because you don't fucking know. You could just be saying anything. You're fine, this, and then you don't know if there's someone, homeboys in the other fucking room.
Straight up.
Like, and then you have all your thousands of dollars of equipment. Like, oh my God, I don't want you to do mobile anymore.
It does. It can get quite scarier, especially, when it's like a couple girls that want the tan at the same time and stuff. But, you try to protect yourself and, back to what we were talking about, just the safety, like I carry certain rules too, with my clients. Like I never comment on people's bodies, whether it be good or bad. I could think you have the nicest rack in the world,
but you're not going to say that.
But you don't say it, right? Yeah. And you just, you really try to just hold your standards high with things like that. And,
which I'm realizing now you've never done that with me. I would never think about that because I always, like, I feel so safe. But as someone who sees me all the time, like, literally, no, you've never once. It's always like, what's going on? How are you? Like, you try to make, like, a space where I could think about what's going on or what I'm doing, or you'll ask me something personal. So then I'm talking about it. So my brain does not think, oh my God, what does she think of my legs? like, I mean, we're way past that point, but no, that's a really, like, it's like therapy, man. Like, this is like a PhD doctor here to think about, like,
don't even get me started on too, because, there is also things sometimes I see on my clients that, that are alarming to me as well. Like certain, perhaps diabetic, symptoms that can occur on the back of your neck and stuff and things like that. You just got to be really, really, really careful about how you approach people. Even when they're wearing their underwear and I notice they're crooked, I always ask, can I touch you?
People aren't aware of their own boundaries. And I think a lot of the time too, like the fact that like a little mind flip here, psychology reverse, is like by you asking permission, that might give that client like, oh, like, I do deserve someone to ask me, because I feel like a lot of women too, like especially in my past over the years, like thinking I didn't have like I was just anyone could, like I didn't have a voice. I was like, I would freeze when bad things would happen, and then I would blame it on me. But the fact that you would take a client and go, hey, is it okay if the fact you don't know who that's going to like maybe like plant a seed for someone that maybe hasn't felt they were allowed to be asked, like,
yes,
because they were forced or their consent was long gone, that like you could plant that seed in them, which I think also, that's why I love talking on my podcast, because it's like these things like people don't really think about. Like people don't really think, well, I did have a choice, like, and like something as simple as someone being naked in front of you, you're like, hey, can I touch you really quick, or can I like position you to where it will give the best hand? That might be like, oh my God, like that could be a little self-love moment for them,
Absolutely,
which is super important.
Yeah, I hear that. Yeah. So,
how many hands do you think you've done?
Well, yeah, the numbers they just started flowing. Jeez. Okay, I've asked myself this question before.
It's like kind of how many matches do you,
and then I get lost in it.
Yeah,
I really, really do, because then I start doing the numbers, and for me, like I'm quick math, like hop out the car, 1, 2, 3, 4 doors. That's 4 doors. I don't go. I don't go past anything that my limits, like math. I don't even think about that. So I'm thinking maybe
I'd say you're in the 4 digits for sure.
Yeah, I'd say that's fair.
4 digits.
Yeah.
Look at the nails, everyone. Yeah.
Oh,
plug those nails. Zoom in. Fucking so nice.
I really like these blue nails.
Those are so real.
Like I really, really pink do. Oh. They look better on tanned hands, though.
Don't fuck with her.
Oh, for sure. I stabbed myself in the foot the other day, and it started gushing blood. And I'm like, my sons hate these nails. But on the real, nails look so much better with tan hands.
You look tan to me.
I am tan today.
Yeah.
I got a spray tan this morning.
Do you do it yourself?
My husband did it today.
Okay. Top off to the husband.
Yeah, he knows exactly what to do now. I really wonder what his numbers are of how many times he's.
Oh shit! Okay, this is cool. I like this. I love you. This is why she's my person. Her brain is just so beautiful and immaculate, and you don't give yourself enough praise. Because I like the way you're like, you'll take a little tidbit of knowledge and then you just like move it to something else, and I'm like, yes, this is my neurodivergent person.
Yeah, well, BPD is pretty
BPD got us on our knees, grasping for air.
It'll, it keeps a person, maybe it keeps me young, and it keeps them, if they're not convinced, at least they're confused, so
fucking facts.
Yeah. But
we're two people that can show you that you can be mentally ill and successful. Okay.
And that means that, a lot funny. Yeah, that means, it really means that two things can be true at the same time.
Seriously, cognitive dissonance. Take that fucking encyclopedia dictionary. And some words.
Goodness, that's funny.
I think I don't. Just well, yeah, he's done. Oh my God.
Well, I don't know. He's tanned me probably, I want to say he's in his 3 digits.
Hell yeah.
Like maybe 100 times, I'd say. Woo! Maybe not, though. But yeah, I can tan myself as well. It's just the blending technique. You really got to blend after.
Like, how do you do your back? Look at how my mom, I'm like, Mom!
Like, I hold the gun and I shoot it up my back, and I just kind of wildly let it go. And then, and I'm like, if it lands, where it lands. Good from far, far from good. I don't care.
At least honestly, I'd rather be blotchy than white.
Yeah, for real.
Any fucking day.
Me too.
I want to be blotchy and orange than white.
No, me too. I am like a tan girl for life. Yeah. And you know what? And back to this quickly. Do you know that tanning beds have been banned in Australia for years and years and years? I just
started tanning, and I know my belly pump's not too much.
No. I think everything in moderation. I can't tell anybody anything. Like, I don't really know if tanning beds actually provide vitamin D. Perhaps a synthetic one.
Probably no.
But hey,
I'm not a scientist, but let's just say the sun is not in the tanning bed.
Yeah, I know.
So it's obviously got to be like a Temu version.
Yeah, like a Temu version.
Temu version.
Oh my gosh, the Temu version.
I only do it because I have minutes, and I'm also like, I just want a base.
Hey, girl, I don't. See, and that's another thing too with advertising and marketing that has been hard, because when you have your own opinions and you hold something so near and dear,
especially because of what you went through,
right? But to not try and engage in putting think people down. I've seen a lot of businesses go about their way by telling you
what the fuck to do,
and how bad something else is for you.
Yeah.
And what I really try to educate, but I really try to steer away from making myself the superior when it comes to
definitely
tanning.
Succeed in that.
I don't want to discourage anyone.
Yeah, you personalize your every client's experience based on the client.
Yeah,
like why it's so good, because it's like I would never for once think, but until now, just us having this conversation, like had I told you I'm tanning, you'd be like, don't tan, and you never said that. You're like, oh my god, get it, girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I would never. Yeah, so no, that's just another reason I love you.
It's just, I think that, you know, everyone's just become so over opinionated, and, you know, I can be just the same. I'm not perfect in any means, but, you know, just sometimes you just got to keep your shit to yourself.
Sometimes you got to shut your fucking mouth.
Totally.
And just only tell the people that actually care.
Yeah, for real.
Keep your circle small. We've learned that in the last fucking couple of years. That means hell yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. But yeah, and you know, and doesn't mean your circle always has to align with you, but just watch how you come across to people, I guess. Yeah.
Literally, that was one of my questions, like out of like what I know personally with each other, and like going through a lot of like similar things with friendships, and like being really fucked over and really just having to let go of a lot of people, and then kind of like being tested again. It's like, what will you not allow in 2026 in a friendship? Like, what is your like non-negotiables now where you're like, okay, I see it. No, done. Like, you know, like,
oh my god.
Because I feel like I had to learn through a few friendships, and some of them were perfect. One of them in particular, and it was very surprising to me that like this was like, I never thought this person of like 10 plus years would not be in my life. And then like they showed certain like the way they talked to me, or they were upset about something, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I kind of built enough self-worth and enough like healing of my own where I was like, I don't give a fuck if I've known this person that many years. Like the fact that you would do that to me, and I'm not okay with that. And because I would kind of tiptoe around and like not express how I feel, because I would always look at the other person's side. And I'm like, well, no, they didn't mean it like that. Until there was a point where I was like, I'm not allowing this. I don't give a fuck. If I'm saying I'm hurt over this and you're going to gaslight me and flip it on me, then I want no part of it. And then I just started cutting people out left, right, and center, where I was just alone mostly for like the last like 2.5 years, where I was like, nah, like fuck you, you know? And then people have come back around apologizing. Like, I'm so sorry this happened. It's incredible. And it's just like, I feel like when you're such a ride or die, like ride or die. Should ride that.
Thank you.
That you like, we do care so deeply and we love so purely and hardly over people. And it's like, but it's still, what I want to talk about, because we've talked about this, is like, it still sucks. Like, it's like, still dealing with, yeah, we can be strong. Like, yeah, no, I don't want that person. But the fact that like, I'm still internally hurting over it, like still hurting knowing like I don't want you back in my life, but like it's worse than like a real breakup.
Oh, 100%.
Like it fucks with your mind. And we've had many conversations about this. Like,
I literally it racked my brain last night since we started talking about the podcast and today, and how I was going to approach the friendship situations and the discussion of it. And, you know, first thing I'd like to say is that when somebody tells you that you've hurt them, you don't get to decide if that's true or
not. Those are their feelings, and those are 100% fucking valid no matter what.
Yes. You don't get to decide whether you think the way you said it or not. And, you know, being accountable and really, really looking at those things and saying, okay, like I might have hurt this person even though I didn't seem that way.
You didn't mean it, or this, or that, doesn't matter.
Yeah. And with that being said, and, you know, 2025 was my worst year ever. I, you know, walked away from my whole friendship circle.
She really did.
Like, and how that may have reflected on me. See, I fight with myself a lot, because I always say, you know, if you're arguing with one person, that kind of sucks. Arguing with 2 people, but arguing with 3 people, maybe it's time to look at yourself. So that's always been something that's weighed on my mind. And so I often play that narrative back and forth in my head. But here it is. Like, friendships, their friendship breakups are fucking worse than breakups. I'm being straight with you.
100%.
I can't seem to get over the loss of the friends I had, even though I made that decision.
Yeah.
But it's so incredibly painful to think of what could have been, and if there was talks that would have took place.
Yeah.
But and then how long I'm grieving this. But here's the real thing is that, like, would it have helped, or would it have changed anything? Because
So what should I put out?
Yeah.
Like,
and once you get to a certain spot with somebody and they've just like hurt you so many times and maligned you, or something just hasn't,
and just made you feel crazy and invalidated you to a point
just
where
doesn't feel good.
It just is, you go insane.
You really do. And what I asked, so what I thought to myself with that being said is, how do you know when your friendships are misaligned and they're no more, they're not working?
Yeah.
And the only thing that I could come up with was when the emotional capacity is gone to hold space for your friend. If you're looking at them and you're rolling your eyes at them, or you're thinking in the back of your mind, like, oh, here we go again.
And I also think it's like a lot, just from what I know of our friendship, is like, I never for a split second in my entire fucking life, I've never felt misunderstood by you. I've never felt judged by you. I felt like I can, like, even like the validation and how we treat each other. So like, if like, you're like, I'm really sorry, I'm going through some stuff right now. Like, and the fact that you can feel safe enough to tell me that, and me go, my girl, I'm not upset. I don't personalize it, and I love you, and I see the most beautiful like rainbows and stars and butterflies in you. You make me feel something like you, especially because of the shit that we both gone through and similarities with friendships. Is like, this is when we really started to like open, because when you're naked in front of someone, I'm gonna tell you right now, you learn about each other real quick.
And you know what?
It was just like, it just really was like this, like, how do I word it? Like, all the things I've gone through in life, and like the sacrifices I made, and the people I decided to cut off, even though I'm really pissed off sometimes. Like, what the fuck? Is there something wrong with me? Like, and the fact that I chose to honor myself and my own boundaries and how I want to be treated. And I was fucking isolated, lonely, was no longer willing to have fair weather friends. And then a person like you show up. I'm like, thank you, God. Because you literally
I looked for you.
Literally.
Yes, I looked for you. And I think, aside from you coming across on Instagram and TikTok and stuff with your history, it was the BPD thing for me, because that's a real whole deep, like,
and the fact that we can understand that on such a deep level, and like, I really feel like I don't have any other friend that has BPD. And even if there's some, I really have a small circle, but the fact that like, I don't use BPD as an excuse for shitty behavior, and I'm far past that point, and more so with me and you, it's the internal suffering that we deal with, and we want everyone else to be okay. And that's why I'm just like, like, I try to kidnap her. I'm like, hey, like, you're a mom, you're a fucking wife. And like, but like, I can just see that, like, the shit you go through, and like, you still show up, and like, you are very hard on yourself. And like, I'm my worst enemy too, and I'm hard on myself. But to have a girlfriend that's like, I see you and you deserve some fucking grace. Like, you are really, you really don't see what I see, but it's kind of like a nice parallel where it's like, we're very aware. We take accountability. We know that we're the fact that we're on this rock floating as a human, trying to better ourselves and try to like make everyone's life easier around us. That's something to praise, because I know there was years where I truly was a victim of my own life, and I would just blame everyone and everything, and I couldn't see it. And so it's just like a very like beautiful, it's a gift in my life that I have you, and that like I can be that person to be like, bitch, you're doing good. Like, come on. Like, you're in the same with me and you. Like, I can always come to you with anything and never feel judged. Like, I never am scared.
And I never want you to, and, if you can't be that cheerleader for that person, and you can't love them authentically, then then you don't really have a place in their life.
Yeah. And like, take a look at yourself. If you can't show up for someone.
If you can't show up, and it's just, it's really, really hard these days to have authentic friends. And
so rare.
So like, I guess going back to what we talked about, the non-negotiables and friends.
Name them, bit. Let's hear it. Let's
go. To be very frank, I don't know if I can, because I feel like I'm rebuilding. I'm rebuilding from last year to this year, and I'm experiencing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with boundaries. And I read this poem years ago. It's like being 21 something. And it's just things that you go through, like with friendships and setting different boundaries and accountability. The thing is that things like that don't stop at 21. You could be like 43, like me, and still creating boundaries of saying, you know what, this feels good, that doesn't feel good. So I really don't know. But there are some red flags for me, 100% with friendships, and it's how they show up for me, and how they make me feel, and how the things that go unsaid sometimes are the loudest.
So real.
And scariest.
Or if you're questioning your own, like, internally, without even, like, if you feel like, oh, I'm going through this, but I need to protect their feelings. I need to this. So you're kind of taking on that, like, nurturing mother role, where, like, you kind of just act like everything's okay. It's like, I have a couple of those in, like, I shouldn't say a couple, but there's very few people I can really, like, there's you and there's 2 other people that I can really, like, be real with. And then there's people I love that I'm, like, reconnecting with that I can see they just aren't there yet. And it would cause more anguish than to, like, tell them how I feel, because they'll take it personal, or they'll this,
because they're not ready to receive it.
And they're not ready to receive it. And it's just like, like, that's the worst feeling.
Yeah, and it's a feeling of stagnation. Like, you're just like, well, this is all it's going to be, But, like, are there any, like, non-negotiables for you that like really stand out when it comes to friendships these days?
Oh, well, just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. I would say, I think it's more so a non-negotiable for myself, where I really don't go against my intuition. And then, like, and if I do, fuck, it's over for me. And that's where I take it on myself, where I'm like, well, I did, just to have some freedom and some peace of, like, not getting acceptance over something. Like, so if I know that, like, okay, well, I chose to, like, fucking hang out with that person or this person, like, at least I can blame myself. And so it's like, I guess there's been a few times where there's people been in my life for years, like, how would I word it, that have known me pre-singing or pre this, and, like, I would hang out with them and I really trusted someone, like, if we went out or something like this, and then we didn't talk for 6 months, and then I'm seeing online that they have a fucking issue with me. And I'm like, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't have really trusted that person, or this or that or that. But really, I feel like my cup is full. Like, I have made people, and I really feel like I don't owe anybody fucking anything that hasn't earned a table at my seat. Because I am the type of person, just like you, where, like, I go all in and I will do anything for fucking anyone. And the last year, but let's say a year and a half ago for sure, I was really doing things from a self-seeking place, where I felt I had to do these things. It wasn't coming from a place of selflessness, where, like, I got really insecure and I was kind of operating out of fear, and I would do these things for people. And then I got into a place when they didn't appreciate it enough for this. So I'm like, but they didn't even ask. I was doing that for my own self-fulfilling prophecy. And then when they did something, or they never asked me once to do those things, like buy them cigarettes or this or that or that. And those people are ones that are in my life. But I feel I don't ever want to feel gaslit in my own emotions, ever. And I think if I can't go to someone and say, hey, I feel really hurt that you did this, because in my past, same with you, where people have been like, you're overreacting. And they just completely invalidate you. Like, I'm very good with energy, and I know pretty much the second I meet someone, it's like what their motives are.
Yeah.
And if I'm not telling someone how I'm feeling, then I'm lying to myself and I'm lying to them. If I can't be like, oh yeah, sure, we should hang out. Like, there's so many people that ask me to hang out and this and this and this. And I have to clock myself and be like, is this really something I want to do?
Yeah.
Like, do I have to be besties with fucking everyone? No, I don't, actually. Like, and not everybody deserves to know about me to a deep, deep level. Because in my experience, they show you that you can't trust them and that they have different motives. Yeah, they fucking use it against you.
Yeah. You know, you said two things that really resonated with me. And the first one was really kind of going with your gut and your intuition.
Mm-hmm.
9 out of 10 times, I'm fucking right.
Always right.
And I don't know if it's the Scorpio in me or too many experiences. And when I say I'm always right, that's not a narcissistic point of view. It's such a gut feeling. I can literally dream things and they happen the next day.
Right.
And that's been something that I feel like that I've really gotten sick over the years of shoving that feeling down and knowing.
It fucks with you.
And knowing damn well where it's going to lead and what it's going to do. And the second thing that you touched on was operating out of fear and inferiority.
Oh,
that has been a really tough subject for me because when you become a people pleaser, you know, you're always protecting everyone but yourself. And then you feel shit. And then you end up, you know, in a little bit of a pout session because you're like, well, I ended up with nothing. So these are the things that I'm like really pulling back on and trying to make sense of now when I dive deep into like friendships.
Yeah.
Again, is like, what is this? What does it feel like? And, you know, it's hard because your friends can actually be
your biggest fucking haters.
Your biggest bullies.
Like literally what I learned was like a lot of people that I had in my life no longer, they benefited from my suffering. Like they felt they were, which honestly has nothing to do with me. It has to do with their own bullshit. But because, and then when I didn't need them in that capacity anymore, then it no longer served them. And then it was like almost like I felt guilty that like, it's like no friend should ever want to see you in your suffering or you're this or you're that. And a lot of people around me, especially with music and like coming up and like, you know, like I saw a quote somewhere and I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, not when it's with the right people, but every time you elevate and every time you like elevate in life or you need to have a new circle of friends. And while I don't 100% agree with that, I can see in the past where people knew me as, blur this out, Jessica Baker, my legal name. And like years of suffering and years of this, and then finally like finding out who I am, and I'm still fucked up. I still struggle every single day. But like they were not willing to see my growth. They were not willing.
Absolutely.
Like, and so they hold you to this either impossible standard of like, oh my God, you're just this guy, or you're this and you're this. And then of course I'm gonna fucking fail you. Or it's the other where you're like, you think you're too good for us. And it's like, really, you have no idea who I fucking am because I haven't changed. If anything, I've just bettered myself. And like people that don't want, like, it's a very weird, and I know you can 100% relate to that.
Oh, I can. Yeah, absolutely. I can. It's just, it is really, really hard to be
a hot ass bitch with a nice ass, who's kind, compassionate, who's a star fucking trophy wife and a mom who doesn't give herself enough fucking praise. And then it just doesn't make sense. Like, I just like, I hate it because I get it from my side, but from your side, I just don't understand how people, because of being me and being you, like how someone could not want that for you and not want to see you and like who you truly are. Like you really just care so deeply about people. And it's super weird. Makes you want to fucking fight someone. Like, oh,
you know, what you're saying, it feels amazing because when I do look at things, you know, moving forward with my friendships, I need to have a cheerleader. I'm serious. I need people in my corner, and
you need someone to validate that you're not wrong and that your reality is true.
Yeah, you know, and to pick me up and to do those things, because it's not that I can't do those things for myself, but I think it is really healthy in a friendship to let somebody know when, you know, they're all that.
Literally.
And you're like,
okay.
Bro, you're doing you. And that's okay.
Yes.
And my loyalty was always just to my own fault with when I look at past friendships. Jeez, I was so fucking loyal that even when, like,
hello, what the fuck are you doing?
Even when they'd be like, well, you know, you let that happen. That wasn't my fault. I'd still be like, damn, yeah, I did. Hey, it was.
You're always willing to see their side.
Yeah, where the fuck was my? Yeah, did you have my back? Like, and it happened so many times where I just realized, that friendships really, really hurt, and women can be really, really mean to each
So
other.
nasty.
And you can catch your friends, giving you dirty looks, maligning you, just really not being supportive of you. I mean, there's little things like that have happened to me in my life where the bullies. And
Yep.
yeah, I'm not willing to be friends with anybody. I'm not saying you have to take on my crap, but I really want,
There's something
really
about
great
feeling,
connections.
you want a connection and you also want to feel understood.
Yes.
And when you're really, truly being authentic and genuine and vulnerable, my biggest trigger is being misunderstood. 1,000%.
Yeah.
And that's where I go off the fucking rails. So I cannot have anyone in my life. And sometimes there is where I have kind of take a look at myself like, is that? Which has never happened with you. It happened just today with someone. And I'm like, oh, this really sucks. And then I got up from my couch and started walking back and forth. And I'm just like, why is this always fucking happen? Like, and I had a little bitch sesh. And then I was like, okay, let's pause for a sec. Maybe I just have to go and understand their side, but also tell them that, like, this is upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I did, and it was fine. And I just think with women, especially, and like you said, the bullying and like, it can get fucking evil and just like diabolical. And it's like, I don't know what I don't know. And so if you don't, and the worst part is too, is they're not aware of their own emotional, like you said, emotional stability or awareness. That's when we're screwed. Because if they don't even have that on their journey yet, where they're emotionally intelligent to realize that they're actually projecting something, then there is no hope. There is no hope trying to reason with someone that isn't even willing. They have no humility. And that's what I love about us is like we have that humility in each other. Like humility and integrity are so fucking important. And yes, people can fuck up, but if someone really believes and has no awareness on, hey, I'm sorry, or I hear you, or you're being dramatic, get over it. But I cannot be around people like that. I cannot have them in my life. I've done it for too many fucking years. And it just causes
pain.
Fucking so much pain and like confusion, self-doubt, like questioning yourself. And no fucking friend should ever make you question yourself. There's a way to be like, hey, like, you might want to clock this. You were a little bit rude there. And then, for example, role play. Oh my God, I did. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I totally understand what you're saying and you're right. Opposed to like, you really just made that person. No, I fucking didn't. Like, she's a bitch, whatever. She's being over with. Like, go fucking heal. Go to therapy and don't have a fucking friendship that is with a woman until you have like at least 6 months of therapy. Yeah. And like 3 fucking scenarios where you can take accountability and tell me them, like a resume.
Yeah, a resume. Yeah,
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? That's the thing. Yeah, like a resume would be fantastic. I want to hear from, past friends.
Yes, like, we got 3 calls from your past friendships so we can hear the full story, bitch.
I love that.
Right? Because you've had 7 best friends in the span of 6 months. Maybe you're the problem.
Right? And like the thing is that too, it's just that, no matter how something ends, or, how does Dr. Phil say? No matter how round or flat a pancake is, there's still 2 sides.
Still 2
sides.
See, she was had this basic like wisdom moments.
So like when I'm really looking at also the part I played in walking away from my friendships, there's growth that has to happen within me too.
100%.
And
would you really look at your side, my girl? Let me just say, you really look at your side and you really take a look at yourself. And I think sometimes that's where like our worst enemy comes out.
Or it's torture like, myself.
You do. And you're like, no, like this, it's like, how about it just wasn't, it was what it was.
Yeah.
And that's all it has to be. And sometimes we don't get to know why. Like, like I always, like one of my favorite things is like, I'm not God. I don't get to know why. That gives me a lot of freedom in a lot of situations. Cause for years I always had to know why.
Yeah.
Like, but if I did, would it make a difference?
No.
And most times or not, it doesn't.
Yeah. It just might spiral. Yeah. And just, and then if it's not good enough at this moment, that it's not going to be good enough at that moment. Yeah. My therapist used to always tell me when I'd be, in my modes, he'd be like, show me your crystal ball, shake it. Show me, show me how you know this. And it's like, well, I don't know. I do, and it's just, I don't know. There's just so much reflection that has gone on in me in the last year, and so much isolation,
Yeah.
and so much pain, and so much like grievance, and just
Mm-hmm.
I'm just coming out of it. I'm trying to come out of it now and really, start to cultivate different things in my life
Yeah.
and not take it as such a bad thing, because I've been scorned. I was hurt like all 2025.
And I think it's like you now moving into this like next season where like just because you move on or you decide to put that chapter and you close that chapter, or you're so self-reflective and you're like, well, this, but it's okay with what it was is what it was. And it doesn't mean that you're any less or any more or any nothing because you are choosing yourself to move forward. And I think it's because you care so deeply and you love so deeply, and but you take a lot of other people's bullshit on that is not yours.
Absolutely.
And I think you're like sometimes fight with yourself. Same with me, where it's like, well, if I don't do this, then this didn't mean this or this didn't mean that. And it's like, just going into this new season of like you, like, you've been really grieving. You've been really going through it. You really went through a lot of turmoil. And I think.
And closure. What the fuck? What does closure mean?
I don't think you ever get it.
Yeah.
I don't think so. We might have it tomorrow, but we're not going to have it next Tuesday.
Right.
I just think it's an ever evolving thing.
It is, when I was saying to myself yesterday when I was driving, and not a minute fucking sooner, Kalsey, and not a minute fucking sooner. And it's because I have so many questions about the things that have gone on in the last year and a half. And, God's never let me down before. So I don't know why. I just, I feel ashamed a lot of the times that my faith lacks in that area of just saying that the reason will be revealed. But then, part of me is like, what is it? And then sometimes I'll turn on TikTok and then a tarot reading will be like, in 14 days, you're about to know. So here's me, get my calendar out. And I'm like, okay, so I got to heal for these 2 fucking weeks so I can prepare for what's going to happen on the 19th of this month and how I'm going to handle
some TikTok fucking psychic.
Right. And I don't believe in tarot or psychics and energy transferences and stuff. I'm actually very leery of them. But
same.
Are you?
I am.
That's really cool to know. I wouldn't say that's good because it's an opinion of mine and
I mean, I'm Christian and I talk about this on my Longing for content all the time. It doesn't, and then people, that's why I don't like telling people that I'm Christian, is because like I know Satan's using that narrative to shut them off. But I like to show Jesus through my actions and that like I know Jesus loves everyone. And then I also grapple, like my auntie's coming to stay with me tomorrow for a couple of weeks and she's a very like psychic medium girly.
Oh, wow.
Tarots, but man, she's been right about everything. And I also, then I'm like, but I'm not God. I don't get to judge. So I'm just going to like, that's where I really like, I used to have such black and white thinking.
Oh, of course. But that's a common trait of BPD.
Right?
Like, there's no shade.
And I think like with everyone else, like our people pleasing or whatever, I choose to not have that. And I choose to always see people how they make me feel.
Yeah.
But then there's also like, I'm like, oh, I can't say that out loud or else people are going to just shut off. And I feel like I always feel the Holy Spirit or like my intuition being like, sometimes words people will shut down, but I can show through my action. And then if you really look at like my past life experience and who I have in my life, you would know I love everybody. Like, but fuck around, find out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just because I can respect you. Like, if someone doesn't respect me, I'm going to respect them again. But doesn't mean they are going to really, really know me. Yeah. I can still be like, oh, whatever. But I'm not going to like be vulnerable to those type of people. If that makes sense.
No, it really does. And something I guess I wanted to ask too about your opinion was, what was it now?
The tarot card?
Not the tarot card thing, because I think we touched enough on it.
Yeah.
That sound. Then you're going to catch us with a Ouija board one night.
No. Fuck no.
The question is when a relationship or something ends in your life, do you think that a conversation needs to be had, or does silence sometimes preserve your dignity or people just old enough to know exactly what the fuck they've done? Like this is the question I'm on. Like
I personally from experience, so there was 2 specifically that I really like was like, fuck this. Like, you know, and I think they had given me so many negative experiences, and or I knew that like that me having I've never been the person to want to have the last word. I know for a fact for like one of the bigger ones in the friend that ended, I chose to leave that friendship long before they even knew. And so I think like my piece was way too damn important, where I was like, go ahead and say whatever the fuck you want about me, but stay out of my life, stay away from me, go to social media, say whatever the fuck you want to say. And I think that came with like maturity and like a lot of self-love, because there was many friendships in my life previous to that where it mattered so much that I was like, how dare they, you know, where I was really grappling with that, like wanting the last word and wanting them to be like, I was a piece of shit, you're right. But I feel like now I have so many good friends in my life and so many people that can validate my authentic self and that show up for me, where it was easier to cut those people off, because I was like, my people in my life would never do that to me, you know? And so I kind of like, I really don't give a fuck what people think about me. I really don't. Because like, unless it's like someone like you, let's say I hurt you and like you truly mean the world to me, you're one of my people, that's when I spiral. That's when I go fucking crazy. But when it's someone that I know, no matter what I do, they don't even see me. They're fucking abusive and toxic and this and this and that. And like, that's when I take a look at myself being like, what am I trying to get out of this?
Yeah.
What am I doing? Because then it's on me. It's like going back to an abusive motherfucker, like 7, 8, 9 times. Like I've been single for almost 2 years, and like I was not dealing with someone that could distinguish true from a false. And so I kept going back and well, what about this? What about this? And at some point, the fucking responsibility lands on me because I keep allowing people to treat me
you know
damn well. And so like I have you, I have my band, I have my mom and dad, and you know, sometimes they're driving crazy, but I have people that don't ever make me
feel small
and second guess me. I have people that lift me up, and I see what a real healthy friendship looks like. So therefore, fucking the standard just got higher. Of course, I had to go through years of like not having that, but I think God didn't bless me with those people because I was also toxic. I was also in a place where I had no self-worth, where I wanted to be around people that were doing the same. Like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like when you start really to like love yourself and have boundaries for yourself and allow certain things, those people will show up for you, and the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, will align those people with you.
Yeah.
That answers it.
Yeah, it does. It does. I just struggle with that a lot because, you know,
I think also your friendships were fucking decades, right? Like,
it was a lot, you know, and I don't know if like, and if I'll ever find true peace in myself about, you know, how something ends. But I guess over time. So I just try to, similar to you, to just stay true to myself and cultivate different things.
Which you are. I know sometimes you don't think you see it. I see it. And
Thank
you are. You're very hard on yourself. And I'm just like,
totally. You know, I am. I'm like my worst, you know, but that's
what my dad always says.
A learned behavior.
Yeah, it is a learned behavior for sure.
From the way I grew up. But
I also think
the protection.
It shows that you are growing and that you are wanting to, because you don't ever tell me not to say it. You don't ever tell me not. Anytime I say like validating that you are going through a lot and that this and this and this, you never shut down and tell me to keep my place. Like, you're always allowing the people in your life to like raise you up, and sometimes you need those people because we're not really in a place to raise ourselves up there yet. But
absolutely,
over time, the small little things, you know, like sometimes it's the Starbucks I have that day that keeps me alive. I'm like, yesterday's gone, like, you know, like today, whatever, I'm fucking hot bitch and this is what I'm doing, and then tomorrow I'm not gonna make the same mistake, and if I do, well, whatever, I'm here in the present, you know. I just think we're so hard in like those societal standards we have as women. And especially like when she's like, oh my God, like for example, her house phenomenal, always cooking a nice ass fucking meal. She takes her fucking garbages out of every single fucking bathroom. I'm like, bitch, you are a fucking trophy wife. Do you not see this? And they're like, no, my God. And I'm like, girl, that's not how I was raised. Like, you just go see half of these motherfuckers don't even have a mom and dad in their own life. They don't. Your kids are so blessed, you know. And I think like we're so close.
My boys.
They're fucking adorable.
Mine too. Thank you. No, my sons, I truly, truly love them. And I also, am trying to create a childhood for them that they don't have to recover from.
Yes.
Because I've had to do a lot. My childhood was very, very difficult. And, just looking at those things and a lot of the times, when I am doing my little roundabouts and cleaning in the house, it's, if you know me, you know that I'm searching for control.
Mm-hmm.
And
but it makes sense, and that's okay. And the fact you can admit that and it holds space for it. Like
I've admitted a lot of things. I mean, very many years of therapy, and I can't say I'm fixed. And I'm sure there's arguably people out there who think that I'm still, like
batshit crazy.
Totally.
Same. I own it with a fucking.
But it's like, where are you going? Crazy? Want to come? Like,
yes, literally. Always accepting, always fucking down. My ride or die, always down to fucking be down.
It's just, and, again, off topic.
Yeah.
I was really hungry on my way here and I was like, fuck, I really want some nuggets and a cheeseburger and I was going to put them out here.
You should have been. I don't need you to be my co-host for season 2.
I couldn't find a McDonald's.
There's none around here. It's so annoying.
There's not. I hate this industrial area.
Me too.
I often frequent this area because my distributor was
okay. Oh yes.
But purple, yeah.
They did move?
Yeah, they're moved. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're somewhere else now. Like
probably another
industrial area.
Fuck.
Yeah.
The rent must be changed.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I know you love helping people and you just want people to shine. You want people to feel like they can do anything they want to do. If someone's watching right now, even the topic, are you watching my podcast?
Don't watch me, watch TV.
Watch her. Trust me, your life will become a million times happier. I swear to God. She's just a ray of joy. But if someone is watching and wants to start their own business or they, feel like, they self-sabotage or feel like they can be their own worst enemy or they, they don't really feel like they can do, for example, you starting your own business years ago and I really like that you normalize that there's forever flowing growth. And I think that's why you are successful and why you are still here and why you are such a good friend and why you're able to show up for me is because you allow a hold space that fuck, I don't have it figured out, but am I ever going to have it figured out? And to being in the midst of that, you can still do what you want to do. And you don't need to have 1,000% confidence in this or you're feeling like shit this day, but you still, the fact, if anything, you still show up every fucking day, no matter what, despite your feelings.
Most
fucking days, right?
I do, yeah.
And so a lot of people are in the same situation. I think a lot of people are going to benefit from your vulnerability and that you're like, yeah, fucking whatever, I'm still showing up, but
well, relatability and vulnerability are huge for me. They really are. And to be really, really transparent with that, I think that's a lot of the time why people have been so judgmental on me or have, put me through the paces or didn't like me because just how I naturally flexed. For real. I was just, I wear my heart my heart on my sleeve. I say things sometimes off the wall. Yes. But then, I also just try to be me. And
you do that effortlessly, and I think that's with that. A lot of people don't like me, but at least I know the people that cling to me are clinging to me because I'm not trying to do something I'm not.
Exactly. And I ain't out here trying to hurt nobody.
No,
I don't want to. You're never going to catch me coming into a room, mean mugging some woman or doing something awful. I'm just not that person. So if you're asking, where do you go from just not being sure to really, trying something out for yourself. This is the biggest cliche, but it's fucking fake it till you make it. I'm serious. Nobody knows if you, if you have 0 clients one day to 10 the next day, nobody and this is a huge part, a huge issue with today's the era and the people coming up now. Yeah. And I notice it with my little sister. Everyone is so afraid of what people think. Everybody is so fucking afraid that we go for a jog.
Fucking real.
I know. We go for a jog together, me and my sister, and she's like, I can't. Someone's going to look at me and see me. And I'm thinking, Had I known that and took that advice many years ago from me, I do believe I could have been further in life, because who gives a fuck what people are fucking thinking? Trust me,
Literally.
they won't think about it later. And if they are thinking about you that hard, that's a them
That's a
issue,
them problem.
right?
That's the number one thing I get too, is like, like someone, they want to be on my podcast, but I'm like, oh my God, like, I kind of do, but like, if you don't believe in yourself, and you don't even need to believe in yourself, but when you realize that we really aren't that important.
Yes.
Like, I remember going to my first recovery meeting, like I was 18, 19 years old, and I always share this if I go back to those rooms every once in a while. I'm like, I remember my dad was looking at me. I'm like, oh my God. And my dad was like, honey, you're not that important. And I was so motherfucking offended.
Right.
But then the aha moment finally, I'm like, literally, we're all self-centered, selfish human beings by nature.
Yeah.
For survival. That I can guarantee you, motherfuckers, when you walk into a room, everyone's thinking about themselves and what people are going to. So, like, really, once you realize, like, no, we're all just floating on a rock. Like,
Yeah,
and like,
we're trying.
you're gonna help so many people by showing up and being scared and doing it anyway.
And doing it, I tell you.
And it's a blessing that we both have this, because the more conversations I have with more people, the more people, like you said, your niece, like, everyone is so self-consumed. They're
They really
so
are.
scared. And I'm like, you're being that's your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Us, we're showing up fucking, we're our worst enemy in other ways, but like, we're still getting our shit done because we know, like, really, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, I've done some really scary things in my life, and things that, I really showed up for, that I haven't even began to really look at and gave myself proper credit,
Yeah. It's coming though, baby.
proper kudos, and say, wow, like I really showed up that way. But it's just, yeah, and to take away that, when your dad said you're not that important, there's one way I train myself when I am so scared to do something.
Let's hear it.
Is that I tell myself, are you a fucking narcissist? Do you really think like that these people are looking at you? And that's kind of what gets me over my hurdle, is thinking.
Well, because it's very like aggressive.
It is. It is an aggressive approach, because
that's,
are you a narcissist? Do you think everyone's looking at you? Or
that humbles you real fucking quick.
Yeah, it does. You're like, get a life. And then that's what I always do. And I'm like, no, like, they're not going to care. And you're going to have slip ups, and you're going to do things. And, things are always going to fucking be great. But it's
in our experience, right? God really been putting us through it the last while, okay?
But you just got to get back up. And
and you do.
And like, yeah, sorry, I'm just
don't. It's all them.
For someone afraid to try out, it's small little goals,
small little things over time.
Writing things out, having milestones within time frames. If you don't have time frames and you don't have these things written out, that shit ain't gonna manifest.
Nope.
You can't just fly by the seat of your pants when you want a successful thing. It's proven that things go better when they're planned.
I love writing a good list. Right? 3 of them I have one in my car, a loose leaf in my car, in my garage.
I have lists on my lists.
Yeah, list on list.
Straight up. And they're on anything, back of receipts, anything. I even hate going into my phone and going into my notes. But
God.
But yeah, no, I just say, just fake it till you make it. And there is only one you.
And if not you, who? Right? Like, if you're not showing up for yourself, you would not be here right now.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be your own fucking. No one's gonna do it for you. No one can read your mind. And like, at the end of the day, I don't know. I just think we're really blessed, you and me, for that reason. I'm having these realizations right now, and every time we talk is like, there's so many people that aren't stepping into their power or aren't unapologetically themselves. And I'm telling you, I wouldn't say regrets, because I can look back on everything and see that it serves a purpose if I allow it. But it is the side you want to be on. Because for years, I was scared and it almost killed me. Multiple times. And like, no, like literally, like, if not me, who is how I see it. If I'm not gonna fucking show, like, if I don't show up today, if I don't fucking put my makeup on, if I don't, if I don't send that email, if I don't put myself out there, if I don't make that story, like,
that ain't shit gonna happen.
Nothing's happening.
Nothing's gonna happen.
And you're just doing a disservice to yourself.
You really are. There has been many times I have had to step out of my comfort zone and say, I gotta contact this person.
Yeah.
With even the firefighters gala that I
huge.
Last year. Don't think that shit fell in my lap.
No, she fucking went out and fucking got it.
Yeah, like I like researched. I tried to get a hold of people, anybody that would listen. I was like, how do I get a hold of who does, the calendars and whatnot. Like that, those are things that I made for
no one
myself.
sees the 99% of what the business actually is.
They don't. And so maybe to end this part, let's touch a little bit on social media.
No, there we go.
The fucking beast of social media and the hustle culture of just what the fuck is it? And if I could have my way, I would
a lot of wishes about this.
I would wish that social media could be shut down for 6 months so that we can really and I'm guilty of it. I try to keep my phone away from me. You know, there's times where I'm just so over it.
You can't really do it though in your business.
No, you can't. And that's what I struggle with. I mean, there's been moments in the beginning of this year and last year where I was like, I let it all fall.
You're like, I
can't do this. Yeah. I'm fucking, 43 years old trying to do fucking TikToks. This is stupid. But I really want that air to fall so that we can really, really take deeper looks.
Take a look at ourselves.
And, get some real solid ground on what our own feelings are, not what we're being told or indoctrinated to in our head constantly. Like, half these relationships and friendships and lifestyles now are running off of what social media says is acceptable.
100%.
And it's really, really fucked up.
Yeah. There's a huge fear, I would say too, like there was before the new year, there was like, it's bad when I don't want to go on social media and like make a story about what I'm going through.
That's me
you are
too.
super authentic and genuine.
I love shooting the shit.
I love when she shoots the shit out of stories, y'all. Like she's really like, I don't give a volumes. If you judge me, see the door. Like, and the fact that you're able to just like whatever you're saying off on camera. And that's why I just like love seeing your shit. I'm like, that's my girl.
I do try to keep it back though.
You do, yes. And like also like the fact that I was like, I don't even want to be on social media anymore. And then I was like, oh my God, but like, wait, that's weird. I have to take a look at that. I'm like, what am I not being genuine about in myself that I don't want to go on social media and talk about it? And then also like, oh my God, what if like TikTok, like when all this shit was going on with ICE and still going on, I'm like, what the fuck? What do I do if what if social media shuts down? Am I still going to get bookings? Am I still going to get this? Am I still it's such a fucked up place. I think social media can be used for good, but like you said, I also think there's a real thing to look at when you look at social media and what if we didn't have it? Yeah. Who would these people be walking around in would they be relevant? Or would they even like themselves? Would they be able to like sit with themselves? Like, what are they doing off social media? Are they like drawing? Are they, are they going for a walk? Are they, are they doing all the things that they do on social media? Would they be doing if there wasn't social media?
Right.
And that's a real fucked up, like,
because they always say the true person is what you do when no one's watching.
When no one's watching.
And yeah, it's this culture of like this social media. It's actually quite disgusting. But on the same note, I often say to myself too, when I look at the people I'm following, is that if I don't get motivated, when I've used the social media as a tool to motivate myself a lot.
Yes, and that's a positive right there. Jimmy.
It is, but when it becomes toxic, like it can for
really can't scroll socials. And if I do, like I think my algorithm's so good. I see your stuff, I see like my band stuff, but it can get, I don't like scrolling social media. It makes me, it makes me fucking sick. It makes me feel like shit.
It can. Like, it's just because it's just the constant, you're never good enough.
It's this trend and this trend and this and this. And it's like, what the
fuck? Yeah. Like,
Is this even fact checked? It's like now they're saying you can't use filters on TikTok for the algorithm. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is that even true? Like that's the thing. You show up authentically on your social media and that's why it works. And same with me. But once we start getting in our head about what's being sold to us and what's being told, what we do, that's where it gets really fucked.
It really does. I think, and along with the blind people don't get schizophrenia.
That's the title of it. This is going to be my podcast. I'm going to like, blind people don't get schizophrenia.
I hate blind. It was Australia as well that banned social media for 16 and under. I don't know how that'll all work out. I don't know who's going to monitor all those children, but I mean, I think that's incredible.
That should be that way. Like, should be that way. I think there was no social media when I was a kid. Like maybe toward the end of like high school, there was like Instagram just became a thing, but it was like like literally just photos. Like, you know, like I had a childhood outside of that.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
Yeah, there was no, I mean, like it was Polaroids and memories and Nokia phones.
Yeah, the fucking, I had a chocolate flip was my first one.
Chocolate flip.
And I had to have like 4 select numbers and like T9 texting.
I know. I'm
like, bring it back. Bring it back, motherfuckers.
Fucking Maestros and Bismuth 2000.
Nextopia? Nextopia?
No, I wasn't. But when I think about it, you know, like these kids running around doing like, you know, 67, 69, I'm thinking, fuck, star 67. Yeah! Block people. Like,
because we could like jail, we could like we'll go into people's voicemails, and that was like the fucking, I know how to get into that. My fucking girlfriend's fucking voicemail, and he's fuck. Now it's like, it's another beast.
Totally. And like leaving songs on your voicemail.
That you could make it your ringtone and shit.
Oh, that was the bomb. You know, that was how you know people, like what they know about you, what songs you like and stuff. But yeah, social media, I really try to keep it light, airy. And I love to dance. I love to perform in my own ways.
Which I appreciate.
Thank you.
The people that fuck with you appreciate it.
Right?
But don't go take a look at yourself.
I get a lot of people saying, I just love your stories to me. They really, really say that. And it means a lot to me because
I literally watch I never skip through that shit of yours. Let me tell you. I'm like, yeah, chill.
Everyone says I never, but when you come on, they're like, I never skip. So, you know, that's a really, I could indulge in that feeling, but that's a really, really great feeling that
it's a validation that
I have
like,
some type of
appreciate
presence.
Your authenticity. I mean, you know, it does something for someone. And I think without being prideful and egotistical, that shows people that are coming to you that are like your niece that are scared, or like people that are scared. You don't know who you're fucking helping by showing up being yourself.
Yes, exactly. See, exactly.
Like it's not about you. It's not about me. And that's when people can understand that parallel. Like it's like you're not being cocky. You're being yourself, and it's serving a purpose for someone, because we deserve to show up and take up space for who we genuinely are authentically being. Whether we're crying, we're screaming, we're bitching, we're fucking dancing, we're cooking up in the fucking... We do deserve that. And other people deserve that too.
And if you don't like it, then don't watch it.
Also be some motherfucker.
Yeah, then don't watch it. But don't ever try and steal it from someone where you don't think that they don't deserve their time and their space. And
it's your fucking platform.
Right? I know.
That's where you're... One straight where you're like, and if to the haters, you can see yourself out. I'm like, that's my girl. You know what I mean?
Because it's just social media it just becomes volatile and dangerous at sometimes.
There's no need for it, like really, truly. And I feel like there's been enough bullshit in 2025 where I really feel like 2026 is our year.
I was thinking more like 2029.
This is where I'm her bestie. I'm going to say no.
Okay.
It's our year.
But remember, I got something coming up according to TikTok in 2 weeks. So I don't know. Something fucking catastrophic, life-changing happening. So I'm not sure.
Events happening, right? Let's talk about that.
Oh, I do. Yes, I do have some events happening. Yes. It's a wedding fair. My first real vendor relations.
Okay.
Type of situation that I've ever done. I'm interested to see it. You know, I got to get all my props, get my shit together, get that space on that day. And it is a lot of work. I know it is. I've done a lot of things.
You've done it all.
When I do wedding parties and stuff at home, it's still a lot of work anyway.
People don't realize when you're like, especially when I have shows with merch, like sometimes I don't even want to do it because the amount of like manpower it takes to even bring all your shit, get those fucking business cards, get all your stuff, set it all up, tear it all down, be there for 12 hours day in and day out, and then have to do the sales, and then this, and then this, and then this. It's a lot of fucking work. So we need to give more claps to fucking small business owners that are like the CEO, the assistant, the employee, the everything.
The marketer,
face, the marketer,
everything. Yeah, and just a lot of work to really think out that day and how it could go. So I've been watching small YouTube videos on how to be a successful vendor. I've been at the Creative Hive before for a photo shoot, I believe, but how many vendors? I think they just emailed me and told me they're wrapping up how many vendors will actually be there. So I'm pretty excited to, to get to know other people, to align myself to, again.
What's the date?
The February 28th.
I'm going to make, February 28th. I'm going to make sure this is posted. It might be posted before podcast 8, 9, and 10, just so we can get people there. Where is it at in Edmonton? What are the
Creative Hive?
The Creative
February
Hive.
28th. I believe it is from 10 to 5 or 11 to 5. I'd have to double check on that.
Let's show up for our girl.
And you get, and the tickets are $6.99. You get a glass of Prosecco.
Ooh.
And, I don't know, maybe you can have 2 or 3 or 4, just whatever.
Just take it.
Yeah, just take it. Right? I mean, hey, if you're a bride-to-be, and what's more excited than walking
get
around?
Your Prosecco and fucking literally there's going to be so many people there.
Right. And I'll have my books there as well. So, I mean, like, if you're looking at, getting married or having a spray tan, like, let's book it now.
Live demos?
Yeah, I've thought about it. Actually, I might be doing faces.
Just on my 45-day challenge here. So maybe this is going to be my extra push to be a model for you.
Yes. Spray tans are the way. And
plug in there everything.
I remember something else I seen about what's my toxic trait when it comes to spray tans. My toxic trait when it comes to spray tans is that I ain't shit without one. And that's my problem.
We ain't shit without our spray tan from SprayTansYeg.
Where I'm going, completely, my mood, everying, my outfit,
life becomes bearable when I got a spray tan.
Straight up. Okay.
And if I know I'm going into a BP episode, Kalsey, smile my way.
Your teeth are brighter. You feel 10 pounds lighter. You look more.
You're that bitch.
That outfit looks so much better. I mean, I remember going to Mexico with my parents last year, and I tried to do bathing suit shopping, and I hadn't had a spray tan.
Oh no, that's all right.
No, I was like, this is a no go.
I could become homicidal if I don't.
Right, I'm like, I gotta go get a spray tan, then try on all these bathing suits. So,
and she is so accommodating. Like, you need one like yesterday, she's got you in. She will make it fun.
I will always make it happen for you. I honestly think spray tans are they're
it's spiritual.
Fundamental.
And it's a necessity.
It's a necessity to feeling your best.
It's like getting your fucking IV of vitamins. I'm telling you this. Like, you go get a spray tan by Kalsey, and you will realize that all your problems that you think are insurmountable are actually manageable. I'm telling you, there's a life pre-spray tan and a post-spray tan. And I would not be sitting here with a podcast with all the bullshit I got to deal with on the daily and with her if I didn't have my spray tan. And this is it's kind of like my Vyvanse in the morning with my coffee. It's like, I literally, at one point I was coming up to 2 times a week. And literally it was just, it's a ritual. I'm on a TV show coming up pretty soon, and they bring out my spray tans. And I'm like, I'm a pretendian if I don't have a spray tan. So this became, if anything, she is the praise to my success of my career because I'm a white ass bitch for a native. But with her, I have that one TikTok where I'm pretending native, and I'm just dripped out in that fucking spray tan.
That's so funny.
It's so real.
But when it comes to the beauty industry and having that routine, having that spray tan in your routine can really, really make a difference.
It's lower maintenance.
It really,
you don't need
really
to do that and this and this and this. If you have a spray tan and a good base, you don't need makeup. You don't need makeup.
Yeah, it's just a little bit. Well, I don't have eyebrows, but if you have your own eyebrows and some gloss and stuff, you look so good with it. Yeah, spray tans are a very quick.
If anything, if you take away anything from this podcast, y'all bring a spray tan into your 2026.
Totally. It's
that's later.
It's so quick. It's 15 minutes, and it is it is a phenomenal price for what you get. It's not a 3-hour service. It's not a $400 service.
Go in, you go out, and you're fucking good to go.
Yeah, and it's instant. So, I mean, if you're looking for a pick-me-up, a spray tan is always the way to go.
It's the healthiest pick-me-up, let me tell you. It is the healthiest fucking pick-me-up that I have found in my life, in my 30 years of roaming on this fucking earth. Yeah. And we're going to put your socials right here.
Wonderful.
Y'all can go see her and be a client, but you can't steal my girl. She's my best friend, okay? And I'll have to actually get 3 references if you try to be her friend. Because this bitch has been through way too much.
And you have to, honey.
I know, for real.
And, it takes one to know one.
For real, it takes one to know one.
And, if we can dedicate, to growing.
We're always
growing and showing up and, learning our own voices. And
you're a really good mirror for me. The things I'm doing good, the things, I really feel validated and my everything with you in my life. You're my go-to person, and I know I am that for you too. And you're so thankful to have me. You're but the same goes for you. And I think it's really nice when you find a friendship when a friendship's supposed to be equally give and take and equally yoked, and we are fucking equally yoked.
Yeah, we've had some fun times together, and I really appreciate you. And I guess the biggest thing for me is watching you perform.
She's such a brand.
Which,
oh my God, I made Battle of the Bands. I was going to tell you.
Is that a
Battle of the Bands at like the House of the Blues on White?
Yeah.
To win $10,000, I made the semifinals.
What is
February 25th?
Okay.
But I forgot to tell her off camera, so I guess you're all finding out right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, how many people are in it?
Fuck, I think there's like 5-6 bands in the semifinals. I just got the notification on the way here.
Wow, good. That must have been really exciting.
She won't be here.
Yeah.
Because that's what I love about you too. And then we really got to wrap this up. But like the fact that like she just saw me perform after like the couple years of friends. She just saw me in November perform.
Like the first time ever live performing, and I was absolutely blown away.
She was like, that's weird.
It is weird because to know somebody,
yeah,
and then to see their, I wouldn't say your alter ego, but the artist in you really transform on stage.
Yeah,
was a really fucked up.
That's like my highest self. That's like my monster.
It was, yeah. I was like, holy shit.
And then I come on stage and I'm like, hi. Oh, that's just my awkward self.
Your moves, everything, like just watching your artistic abilities and how you've created your real self on stage. That's pretty amazing. And I guess that's why I've always loved music and artists, because
I'm learning all the covers for her, man. She's got a list. She's got the best music fucking taste.
I love music. And music is such a part of me. I was saying to my dad yesterday, I don't know why my kids don't like music more, because I always have music in my house.
Yeah.
And I was raised on music. But yeah, the way you sing, the songs you've come out with, I've really enjoyed them. They've been wonderful. I love you too. Well, does this wrap up Sky Talks?
This wraps up Sky Talks episode 11. Woo! And then the last thing I always get everyone to do is go, let's go a ho. But you
let's go a ho.
Huh?
Oh, that was so much fun.
I love you so much.
That was so much fun.